let's get to what Luke wanted to talk about at the start. One of Us, which is a 4-part drama set in Scotland, written by Jack and Harry Williams of The Missing fame. This is about two families who live in the Highlands. One is an English family, the other is a Scottish family. The son from the English family gets married to the daughter of the Scottish family.
Great opening sequence.
They live next door to each other.
Yeah, they live next door to each other. The Scottish family aren't that happy about it, really, because we learned throughout that the dad from the English family was a bit, they didn't like him. He'd done something.
I couldn't believe how old Adrian Ibbotson.
Adrian, at the end, it was revealed to be Adrian.
Great bit of casting.
Yeah, who was also in War and Peace, I believe, earlier this year.
Yeah, you're right.
And basically, you see their story being played out in the opening moments. This couple getting together at uni and whatever, and you see this is at their wedding. He's doing a speech, and then you see this playing on the wedding video in their flat, and they've both been murdered.
Yeah.
I love that bit, Luke, because you told me about it.
It's one of the most unique opening sequences of
it was, yes, I agree with that.
And then after that, I mean, the murderer ends up going.
Well, can I just say that you didn't actually see him murdering them? You see him in the flat.
Okay.
But I agree that
the guy you assume.
The guy you assume is the murderer.
Yeah. But the twist is that he didn't.
Okay. The guy you assume is the murderer then journeys up to this. It's like a farm that the Scottish family live on. John Lynch, Julie Graham's characters, and then Juliet Stevenson, who's the mum of the English family. Both of her children, who are played by Joe Dempsey and Joanna Vanderham, live in Edinburgh now, but both come back after learning their brother's been murdered. And the guy who we think is the murderer arrives. He's been in a car accident, and they find him, don't they?
And well, basically, he got he stole the car.
And he has their postcode in his pocket, but
we don't know why. Is that a postcode in your pocket, or are you happy to see me?
They lock him in like a cage and say, because there's a storm brewing.
Yeah, they've got like horses, isn't they? They lock him in.
There's a storm brewing, and we have to lock everything down. The police, well, they say they rung the police, but they don't ring the police.
They cancel the ambulance.
Cancel the ambulance. Don't ring the police. Leave him in this cage overnight. The morning after, he's been murdered.
Oh. And then
Taggart.
The police turn up.
But the police investigator, played by Laura Fraser, is herself a bit dodgy, selling LCD to fund her daughter's operation or something like that.
Yeah.
As you do. I would do exactly the same.
Yeah.
Oddest bit of casting for me in this was seeing Steve Everts play a police officer.
Yes! I thought he's the dodgy one.
Yeah.
He's just been round to Rev's house.
We know from Rev.
Rev. Yeah.
And he plays dodgy in everything he's in. I've never seen him play. He probably wanted to sort of extend his range a bit, didn't he?
But he just sounded exactly the same. Yeah. He didn't try hard at all.
Unless, of course, he's the murderer.
He didn't try at all to change himself in any way.
I'm a gruff cop.
We're all talking about this quite fondly, but I wasn't that impressed with it.
No, I don't think any of us were.
No, but I think it was certainly...
I wasn't... I watched it a second time.
Is this a case of there just wasn't anything else on, so this felt big?
Let Luke speak, Gary.
Well, I watched it a second time, and it was because before I watched it on the computer, I was immersed. I thought, but not fully. It was quite an atmospheric hour when I watched it the second time. It was, I enjoyed that. I thought the pacing of it was very good. I think where it went wrong for me is they just gave all the characters too many backstories that we don't really care about.
There's like Joanna Vanderham. Plays like a nurse, a carer. Someone wants to help them die,
and then Joe Dempsey's engaged to Georgina Campbell. She's been raped, and
he's stalking somebody as well.
He's stalking the rapist.
Yeah,
we've only got 3 hours of this, and I think the story on its own of these people.
I got the impression that they've written this as a 6-parter. And BBC says, no, you're only getting 4 because we need to put something else on.
I would guess that what they're trying to do is, like in the style of a good whodunit, they're trying to give you the backstory on all of them so that they all have some kind of backstory motive, situation.
Maybe Jonathan Creek turns up because it is a bit of a locked-up mystery.
The only character I was kind of a bit confused by was the bloke who was living in the stables.
Oh, Gary Lewis's character.
Yeah. Because he's not a part of the family. He works for the Scottish family.
I think the point was that he's been with them for so long. He's almost like part of the family.
Sure, but I was like, well, then what? But I don't know. I just felt like he was a character that.
Well, he's trying to fund his son's need to dance. That's what.
I liked it for the most part. If they'd focused on those characters and not the backstory of them,
oddly,
they've only got 3 more hours to fill.
I was like the first bit, then it got bogged down a bit after the storm, and then the reveal of Adrian Edmondson for some reason sort of drew me back in, and I was really intrigued.
Yeah, that was well done at the end.
So, will all of us stick with one of us?
I think in absence of a lot else, yes, because there's still not a huge amount of drama on. But I think
and also it only requires
it's only 4
hours.
I think because it's I was going to say because it's a 4. I agree with that. I mean, I kind of
want to know now.
So no, yeah, I agree with what Gary said about there only being 4. I think.
Yeah.
That
I said it, but I'm happy for you to think Gary.
Well, Gary said it as well because there's not many of them. You both said it, but no, I agree generally.
Right.
Yeah, I'm probably going to try and power through some of these, like do them together, because I think that's probably the best way to watch it.
Do you think, though, we would be more intrigued if it was longer? But like I said before, they're giving them too many backstories. So
the fact that the police officer has a separate storyline about selling drugs and things.
It's as if they're doing like Losted. Everybody has to have a backstory. Everybody has to have a reason for being in the show. There's no incidental characters. I don't know whether that makes it more or less interesting, but it certainly means that 4 episodes it feels very crammed.